Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the show that sifts through stacks of research and articles to pull out the key insights, getting you up to speed fast.
That's the goal.
And today, we're tackling something that genuinely impacts every single one of us, pretty much daily: first impressions.
Ah, yes, a fascinating area.
It really is. Research suggests something pretty wild, that we form these initial judgments, within about 7 to 30 seconds of meeting someone, just lightning fast.
It is incredibly fast.
And the kicker is, these snap judgments, whether we're making them or someone's making them about us, they often feel correct. You really only get that one shot.
Mm-hmm. And it's a powerful, often subconscious process. It shapes so much from, say, a job interview outcome to just a casual chat.
Right, it's influencing things before we even really consciously process it all. So our deep dive today is all about that speed and this related psychological quirk called the halo effect.
A very important concept.
Definitely. We're going to unpack what it is, how it kind of secretly steers our perceptions, and crucially, give you some practical, research-backed ways to nail that first impression. Any situation, really.
Job interviews, social stuff, you name it.
Exactly. Our mission here is to give you a bit of a shortcut, right? To understand how appearance, body language, these subtle cues, how they play such a massive role.
So you can use these insights yourself, but also maybe question some of the quick judgments you make about others.
That too, absolutely. And we've pulled together a real mix of sources for this one.
Yeah, we've got academic psychology papers, career advice pieces, even a study looking at how customers are perceived in shops. It's quite a range.
Should be good.
Yeah.
So let's get into this invisible power then.
Let's do it.
That 7 to 30 second rule you mentioned, it really jumps out, doesn't it? It's just astonishing how quick that opinion forms.
It is. And experts in nonverbal communication, like Sarah Bedrick, really highlight this speed. You might have come across Malcolm Gladwell's book, Blink.
Oh yeah, Blink, right.
Well, that and other communication studies, they actually suggest these rapid judgments can be surprisingly accurate sometimes.
Wow. So what's driving that? Is it mostly what we say?
Actually, a huge chunk of it is nonverbal. It's really broad. Some things you can't control, obviously, like your basic body type, facial structure.
Right.
But a lot you can control. Your clothes, your hairstyle, accessories. These choices are actively broadcasting signals about you.
Okay, so if these nonverbal cues are so critical, how does that lead to this halo effect thing?
Right, so the halo effect, it's a cognitive bias. Basically, when we get a positive impression of one specific trait, let's say someone is physically attractive, that positive feeling tends to spill over.
So it's over, how do you mean?
We unconsciously start making positive judgments about their other traits, even totally unrelated ones. We might assume that an attractive person is also smart, or a good leader, or just generally a good person.
Ah, I see. Without any real evidence for those other things.
Exactly. It's like that one positive trait creates a halo that makes everything else look good, too.
And this isn't a new idea, is it?
Not at all. The term goes way back to 1920. An American psychologist, Edward Thorndike, he noticed it when observing military officers rating their subordinates.
Military officers.
Yeah. He found that how an officer looked, their physical appearance, often swayed the ratings for things like intelligence or leadership potential. More attractive officers tended to get higher overall ratings.
Huh. And that plays out today.
Absolutely. All the time. In personal relationships, definitely in job interviews, even performance reviews. Attractive people might just be perceived as, well, brighter or more competent.
It's kind of unsettling when you think about it.
It is. And there's a flip side, too, naturally. The horn effect.
Okay, let me guess. The opposite.
Precisely. One negative trait leads to an overall negative judgment. Maybe someone seems a bit scruffy or poorly dressed. They might get judged more harshly across the board. Our sources mentioned examples like, unfortunately, stereotypes about overweight people being seen as lazy, or maybe a candidate who seems quiet being overlooked.
Regardless of their actual skills or personality.
Right. Both the halo and horn effects are forms of unconscious bias. There's even this related, similar to me effect, where managers might favor applicants who remind them of themselves.
Okay, so beyond the things we maybe can't control, what we choose to present our appearance is clearly massive. What are clothes saying?
Oh, clothing is incredibly powerful. It sends signals about your personality, your values, maybe your work ethic, whether you mean it to or not.
Any examples of that?
Yeah, there's this interesting study. It found a man wearing a bespoke suit, custom made.
Right, tailored.
He's judged as more confident, more successful, even a higher earner compared to the exact same man wearing an off-the-peg, ready-made suit.
Wow, just the suit change. That's significant.
It really is. Shows how much clothes communicate before we even speak. But it's not always about expensive suits, right?
No.
Think about subtle cues. President Obama rolling up his sleeves that sent a message, didn't it? Approachable, getting down to work.
Yeah, I remember that. It did feel different. And it's not just clothes. You mentioned grooming.
Absolutely critical. We're talking basic stuff.
Yeah.
Clean hair, good hygiene generally, clothes that fit well. One of the sources from Ohio State University had this hot tip.
Oh, yeah.
Get this. 40% of job applicants in one study were actually negatively impacted by grooming issues, things that were totally fixable.
40%? That's huge. Just basic neatness making that much difference.
It's a stark reminder, isn't it? Think about it. You're on a bus, say. Who would you instinctively prefer? To sit next to someone looking really disheveled or someone looking neat and tidy, maybe even in a tuxedo?
Okay, fair point. Even subconsciously, you'd probably lean toward the tidy person.
It just illustrates how we judge based on presentation. And even color choices make a difference.
Color? Like what?
Well, some studies link black clothing to perceptions of aggressiveness. They even found football teams in black uniforms got more penalties.
No way, seriously.
Yeah. And other research found that women wearing red T-shirts were perceived by men as more attractive or maybe even signaling sexual intent.
Huh. Fascinating. What about things like tattoos or piercings?
Well, the sources suggest that while they're more common now, the general public perception can still lean negative, sometimes associated, rightly or wrongly, with riskier behaviors.
So lots of subtle signals.
Exactly. And the key thing tying this all together is context.
Context is king, right?
Absolutely. A tie might scream reliable at an investment bank, but stuffy or out of touch at a tech startup, you have to dress for the situation.
So how do we figure that out? Why does the same outfit get different reads?
Okay, this is where something called schema theory comes in. It's really useful for understanding this.
Schema theory?
Yeah. Basically, it says we each have these mental templates or schemas in our heads. They're built from our experiences, our culture, our biases. And they act like filters.
Filters for what?
For new information. So you see a tie. If your professional schema includes formal wear, you might think reliable. But if your innovator schema values casualness, you might think rigid, say.
Okay. So we're interpreting things based on our own internal library of association.
Exactly. You're not just putting on clothes. You're sort of communicating with the other person's internal schemas.
Got it. Okay. So we know these impressions are fast, heavily visual. How do we actually get better at making a good one? Let's talk strategies. Body language first.
Right. Essential body language. First off, Bedrick really stresses committing with eye contact, especially when you first meet.
Why is that so important?
It's primal, really. Our brains read it as focus, genuine interest. It creates that positive halo right away. Darting eyes, signals distraction, maybe even unreliability. That's more like a horn effect starting.
Makes sense. What else?
Second technique is interesting. Mimic their body language. Subtly, of course.
Mimic them, like copycatting.
Sort of, yeah. You know the saying, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery? It taps into that. People tend to like people who seem like them.
How does that work?
If they're standing tall, you stand tall. If they lean in, you lean in slightly. Even mirroring vocal patterns a bit. It builds this subconscious common ground before you even find things to talk about.
Huh. Clever. Okay, third one.
Simple, but so effective. Smile. A genuine smile.
Just smile.
Yep. It's not just being polite. It's a huge nonverbal cue. Instantly signals confidence, warmth, enthusiasm. It primes the other person for a positive interaction. Kickstarts that halo before you say a word.
Okay, simple but powerful. Now, let's shift to something maybe more stressful. The job interview. Ohio State University had specific advice there, right? Preparation is key.
Paramount. Absolutely. You need to research the company, the community it's in, understand their world, know exactly how to get there, where to park, aim for 10 minutes early.
Not too early, not late.
Right. And dressing. The goal is to fit the culture. It's not the time to make a huge fashion statement. You want to look like you belong there. Remember that